Hey guys, how you going? Hey guys, I'd just like to thank Michelle for becoming my first member. Thank you so much, Michelle. I really appreciate that. Our power's been going out too. It's happened 2 times in the last 2 months, I think. So I'm sort of getting prepared to have electricity blackouts here during the winter, which is going to be bad for people who don't have fireplaces. But anyway, let's get on with this. Okay, now this I just found when I went back to find the other one. Big update on the SCOTUS leaker. Who's this? What's going on? Tell me more. They know who leaked the road draft. A Republican member of the House said during an interview on Thursday the Supreme Court's Liberal-leaning justices are very likely aware of who engaged in an unprecedented leak of draft decision written in February overturning the landmark 1973 abortion legalisation known as Roe v. Wade. At an interview with Newsmax TV, Rep. Matt Rosendale of Montana said he was certain at least some of the justices know the leaker's identity. We could probably all agree that the justices who were appointed by Democrat presidents know who the leaker is, he said. What bothers me is not only the undermining that it did of the institution and trust factor that these folks have with each other, it's now that the trust is broken, it's very difficult to restore it. I want to know who it is. It's a federal crime to try and influence the outcome of a court decision. Department of Justice is laying down on the job. They will be revealed. There could be more people involved. I don't think they're going to tell me, are they? And Michael Sussman's on trial. I've been trying to keep up with that, and Robert Gavay is on YouTube right now, but I had to come and do this. And I'm going to go back and listen to him when I'm done. Because that is very interesting. You've got to, honestly, that is the card that gets pulled that brings the House of Cards down, I believe, is the Durham trial, the Sussman trial. One will lead to another, and they'll get done for things like fraud and that first, and treason and stuff, and then we'll find out about the kids and what they've been doing. Okay, I don't think... No, they haven't told us. Okay. Yep, they haven't told us. Okay, anyway, let's just get on with it. So there we go, that's the monkeypox and the jabs. Tom Fitton said 20 weeks. Greg Price, oh, it just got dark here. It's going to rain. It's freezing. In response to Greg Price, Rep. Chip Roy TX, what's the latest you have performed? Oh, what is the latest you performed an abortion? Dr. Robinson, 20 weeks. Oh, she took ages to get there though. Roy, have you had baby parts that you've had to discard or store? Robinson, you've just used inflammatory language. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go.
Good question. When is the latest that you have performed an abortion in terms of weeks of the unborn child?
Yes, my name is Dr. Robinson, and I provide abortion care in Alabama. So Alabama has...
What is the answer to the question? The latest that you have performed an abortion?
I'm going to answer your question.
Do you know what? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of them dancing around and not answering a straight yes or no. Sorry, that did spaz out on me then.
Good question. When is the latest that you have performed an abortion in terms of weeks of the unborn child?
Yes, my name is Dr. Robinson, and I provide abortion care in Alabama. So Alabama has...
What is the answer to the question? The latest that you have performed an abortion?
I'm going to answer your question. So unfortunately,
It's a number
my
of weeks.
state is one of those states that has passed restrictions or bans on abortion care, which limits physicians like myself.
And
from
therefore,
caring for
in
patients
other words, you'd like to do it
despite
later.
their
What is the
pregnancy
latest you have
continuing.
performed an abortion?
So since I will always follow the law and I live in the state of Alabama,
Do you see what I mean? They don't answer a question straight. They cannot say yes or no. They have to deflect and run round circles before they'll even answer a question.
provide abortion care up until 20 weeks gestational age.
Okay, so you performed an abortion at 20 weeks.
Yes, sir.
And the procedure for an abortion, when we're talking about at 20 weeks, as I understand it, is dilation and extraction. Have you performed abortions at that stage? And in doing so, have you had baby parts that you've had to discard or store in some capacity?
One of the things that you all have done
Legs,
throughout
arms,
throughout
eyes.
this hearing is just use inflammatory language.
Inflammatory,
as you
no,
talk
it's a
about the
question.
care that we
Ma'am,
provide.
it's a simple question. Have you had human parts, baby parts, arms, legs, as a result of an abortion performed at the time you just acknowledged you
I
performed
am a
abortions up to
physician
20
and a
weeks?
proud abortion provider. There is nothing that you can say
yes
that
or no?
makes it difficult for me
ma'am?
to talk about the care that I provide.
Right.
to
So
my
have there
patients.
been baby parts, yes or no?
If you would like for me to talk to
And
you
where
about
and how
we
have they been
perform an
stored?
abortion for patients who need
So the
care
answer to the
at
question is
20
fairly
weeks
obvious,
gestational age, I'm happy
that
to
there are baby parts, and you don't want to talk about how they're being stored. You don't want to talk about putting them in freezers. You don't want to talk about putting them in Pyrex dishes. You want to talk about the videos that we have from Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast in Houston, Texas. You don't want to talk about the reality of what actually happened.
Has expired.
If you don't mind me answering, all of those things that you just mentioned, I have never seen that in a healthcare setting ever. We don't put baby parts in freezers or Pyrex dishes.
What do they do with them then? Do you see how infuriating it is just them not answering a yes or no question? They can't just answer with yes or no. It drives me nuts. Clown World said University of Illinois Chicago wants to ban the word obesity because focusing on body size is rooted in racism. No, it's not. No, it is not. They're trying to conflate the two. This is ridiculous. It is not healthy to be very overweight, as it is not healthy to be very underweight. Your health is better. That's why I do aerobics, trying to work on getting my weight back to where I should be, because I could feel it. I couldn't bend over. I couldn't do things that I used to be able to do, and I thought, no, this is not good enough. So after this, I've got to do aerobics. Okay. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just talking about shit. Sahil Kapoor said former President George W. Bush, the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Listen to this.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process.
Not again. They've done it again. Now they're just going back to the beginning. Sorry, guys. I was opening my window too. I was away from the computer a bit. Let's try that again.
In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of Ukraine. Iraq. Anyway, 75.
Wasn't he the one that invaded Iraq? There's a thread, Dallas Morning News article. George Bush compares Zelensky to Church. Oh my goodness. Then you've got this one. It's alright, guys. It's going to be okay because I can see things happening. Don't worry. Craig Havenar says, tells you all you need to know about WEF and the individuals pushing their agenda. You got Bono, I can't remember who this bloke is, and Gates. I can't remember who he is. Anyway, you can let me know if you know down below. Libs of TikTok, please watch and share this woman's heartbreaking story. It's an important message. And it is, okay? Listen to this.
So, I'm going to get into trans and mental delusion and everything because it's been called that before. When I was in my early 20s, I lived in Olympia, Washington.
Alright. Hang on a sec, guys. I'm going to open that other side up. Okay, let's try this again. Can I make it bigger?
So, I'm going to get into trans and mental delusion and everything because it's been called that before. When I was in my early 20s, I lived in Olympia, Washington, and I had a girlfriend at the time, and she told me, "You are a boy." And I was like, not so sure about that. But she pressed it and pressed it enough. She's like, "Look at the way you dress, look at your mannerisms, look at the way you talk." I'm like, okay, well, I still talk the same. Still have these same mannerisms. I mean, today I wear boots and jeans. With them I wear girl pants, you know, like Miss Me's, Rock Revivals, you know, etc, etc. Doesn't matter. But she was damn convinced. Yeah, you're a guy. So I went with it, wrote this like page essay that she wanted me to write as to why you are. I started binding. I went with this stupid different name. I still remember it. It's dumb. And, you know, went with that little acceptance. Yeah. And that was in my early 20s. Once I broke up with her, got away from those friends, I wanted nothing to do with that, and I immediately stopped. And I thought I was so glad that I am who I am today. Thank God. Oh my gosh. Really enjoy just being me. I look at the younger generation today and what they're doing to kids and how easy it is for their minds and to just flop that. And it's like a mental delusion, because I was a full-ass grown adult convinced by one person, their friends supported me, and it was like instant, fine, okay. And if I hadn't have gone away from that, I have no idea what would have happened. I don't. So do I think it's a mental delusion? Yeah, I do. Are there people who are trans and so, well, you know what, fine. But I really do feel like it's not okay, and especially for the younger kids. Especially, it's not okay. They're way too young. If that happened to me in my early 20s and I was convinced that quick, imagine these younger kids with just like a single teacher telling them, "You are not a boy, you're a girl," or the other way around.
It's pretty sad, isn't it, really? I feel sorry for this young girl. Yeah, so that's a lesson to be learnt. Anyway, Chuck Costello, breaking report, former Trump aide Garrett Ziegler posts searchable online database containing huge trove of more than 120,000 emails from Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop, and calls them a modern-day Rosetta Stone of white and blue-collar crime. The country is in dire need of a level playing field. And then conservative news outlet LBRY raised $1.776 million to help balance media. Good on them. Seriously, that's I don't know, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm just putting it out there. Cat Turd said worst president in US history. Biden turns to Venezuela dictator for oil after cancelling US lease sales. Oh my goodness. It doesn't get much worse than that. Have you seen Venezuela and them chasing cats and dogs and cows down the street? That's what socialism does to you. Search for Truth said soon people will find out the majority of our history books are built on lies. The real and true history books were stored and protected and shall soon come forth. This is why we're taught to memorize and not to think. When some people come across those who think, they have a problem with that because it violates their realm of memorization. When you can't think, you can't create. Thus we have people with degrees who can't create for themselves if the job that they mastered is not available. When what you've memorized doesn't work, you become angry because you can't figure out beyond what your mind has been trained to do. When you've been taught to think, you see the possibility, therefore you create a solution to the problem that contradicts what you've been taught. Adding to this madness of lie history also comes incomplete history or contradictions, for if it's true, there are no contradictions. Also, if it's true, then it's not incomplete. I thought that was quite good. Very well done. Conspiracy bot, here we go. Those with no chip merge right, and you are now entering America with cameras all round. And I mean, can you imagine? This is the dystopian future they want, except you probably won't have cars, you'll be walking, because they don't want cars unless they're electric. Jake Cannon said Doomers for years, Durham doesn't even exist, you effing cutard. Doomers today? Whoops, he does. Never doubt, never doubt. Unless you've read it yourself, don't doubt. Mischief said in 2020 there were 774 murders in Chicago, compared to 154 total deaths in federal prisons. Chicago had 797 murders again in 2021, yet Lori Lightfoot claims things are better. Seems like Chicagoans would be safer living in jail. No, they'd be safer without this person.
Every time you have a press conference, you say crime is down. The economy is booming.
Well, that's not true, but get to your question, sir.
Across the street, we had a police officer on duty, the victim of a hit and run. We have Michigan Avenue, the magnificent miles now referred to as the Mile of Fear. The water tower place has thrown the keys back to the lender. They say they don't want to be in Chicago anymore. Real Chicagoans are asking me, how could you possibly even consider running for re-election as mayor of the city of Chicago after all the harm you've caused?
Well, I disagree with you fundamentally, and I don't think I need to address and dignify your comments 1 second further. Next question.
Every time you have a press conference...
Whoa, sorry. Oh, these people are infuriating. John Kennedy said, enjoying the show so far. In the coming days, this show will turn into a thriller. It sure will. Yep. I would sing, but my throat, I can feel a cough coming on. Okay. Magga Nancy says this abuse makes me literally sick. The case against, this is from Andy No, the case against Jaden Hayden, the man who recorded himself beating an elderly veteran in Detroit nursing home in May 2020, has ended the case being dismissed. Hayden was found incompetent to face trial. His father says his son was victimised by the system. Really? Beating an elderly man up? Oh, I remember that, and it was awful. This is the fault of Governor Whitmer. She put this psycho in the nursing home during COVID with his victim. The beach. Anyway, some of this is just horrible, isn't it? But we're getting there, guys. We are getting there. And justice is coming. I'm telling you now. I can smell it. It's that close. Gideon Rosner said, what is happening to this country? Drew Pavlou for Senate. Queensland Police and the Brisbane City Council just gave me a $1,000 fine for holding a blank sign 1 inch off the pavement outside the Chinese consulate in protest against censorship. They said my silent protest caused anxiety to the public. How's that? He didn't even have anything on the sign. He was just sitting there with an empty sign. But he got a $1,000 fine. Queensland Police, I think, work for the CCP. Sounds like it. Mike Stevens said merger. Who? WEF? What's this? WIWHE? What? FIF. What the Yeah, oh, there you go. What the f? Okay. Conspiracy bot. This was interesting. I just want to open this thing up so we can all see it. Oh, there we go. Templars. No, they weren't wiped out in 1312. They've been growing in power and wealth and strange knowledge. By using this group's action, you may force any rival to discard one exposed plot card of your choice. Has anyone ever seen the Illuminati playing cards? Because that's what that's part of. There's so many of them. They're very interesting. Shaheen posted this. Oh, that's right. I posted this because I was interested. Did you know you can make a nice smelling candle using an orange? Just take an orange, cut it in half, eat the middle portion, leave the centre stem intact, pour olive oil into the orange just below the top of the stem, light the stem, it will burn for hours and smell amazing, and it's non-toxic. I thought that was brilliant. It would smell nice. You could probably do it with a lemon as well. Dr. Wonder Woman for US says, truth. Truth sounds like hate to those who hate truth. Free the states. It does. Retro Technoy. No, I can't say that word. Breaking Elon Musk calls on the Securities and Exchange Commission to investigate Twitter's actual user numbers. This implies that Twitter has been inflating user numbers to fool investors. A possible criminal violation. Exactly. And that's what they're going to find out about YouTube, Facebook, and on and on. Google. White Thunder, down with this monarchy, a traitor to his family, his country and the world. The Prince of Wales, the Great Reset has been launched. As we move from rescue to recovery, therefore, we have a unique but rapidly shrinking window of opportunity to learn lessons and reset ourselves on a more sustainable path. It is an opportunity we have never had before, and we may never have again. We must use all the levers we have at our disposal, knowing that each and every one of us has a vital role to play, says the Prince of Wales, the Great Reset, at the Economic World Forum. No, I think they're panicking. They have a limited time, which is, I believe, is past, that they may never have again. Yes, they know and they're panicking. Tim Poole said, breaking from Project Veritas, Twitter employee confirms bias at Twitter. Seems I was right because conservatives tolerate leftist speech and leftists won't tolerate the right. Twitter opts to censor the right as balance. Let's have a go at this one. Okay, let me make it bigger.
Twitter does not ruin free speech.
What do you mean?
It's not free speech. Capitalists, if we weren't really operating like capitalists more, we were very socialist. Like we're all like communist.
Ideologically, it does not make sense, like, because we're actually censoring the right and not the left. Because everyone on the right wing will be like, bro, it's okay to say, you just gotta tolerate it. The left would be like, no, I'm not gonna tolerate it. I need it censored, or else I'm not gonna be in the conflict. So it does serve the right. It's true, there is a bias.
I don't know if the two parties can truly coexist on one platform.
What do your colleagues say about it? Like,
They hate it. Oh my god, I'm at least like okay with it, but some of my colleagues are like super left.
what are they saying?
They're like, this will be my last day if it happens. So,
Has much changed since like Elon's coming out?
a lot has changed. A lot has changed. We're all like worried for our jobs.
Why are you guys so worried?
You know, jobs are at stake. He's like,
I started working for Twitter and became left. I think it's just like the environment, like you're there and you become like calm.
we did all we could to like revolt against it. A lot of employees revolted against it. But at the end of the day, board of directors have a say, and then they acted on their best interest because they didn't want to get sued. I basically went to work like 4 hours a week last quarter. That's just how it works in our company.
Yeah. How would you describe communism besides Twitter?
Essentially, like everyone gets to do whatever they want. No one really cares about like OPEX. Like capitalists will care about numbers, will care about like how to make the business more efficient. But in Twitter, it's like mental health is everything. Like if you're not feeling it, you can take a few days off. People have taken months off, they'll come back. but you always like do your best at any time, and that's the culture. And you know, we'll run the business as much as possible. Capitalists would be like, you gotta generate profits or you're out. A lot of people wouldn't survive that culture.
So that was very interesting now, wasn't it? Lydia Lederman said, breaking Twitter, lead client partner says woke ideology responsible for inability to profit, affirms this is another video Project Veritas exposed. To give people free speech, profit, affirms Twitter not here to give people free speech, refuses taking Elon Musk seriously due to Asperger's making him special.
Misinformation or mislabeling.
Sorry guys, I'm going over here to do it because they won't play the whole thing. So let's just hang in for this one. Here we go, another one.
Well, right now we don't make profit, so it's going to say ideology, which is what's led us to not being profitable. The rest of us who have been here believe in something that's good for the planet and not just to give people free speech. Because again, like, these people really do believe in what we're doing. These are the policies we've put in place for misinformation or mislabeling media or whatever.
Yeah.
Why do you think this should be taken down?
Yeah.
Like, those are the questions they're going to ask him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard for him to be like, oh, because people should make their own decision. It's like, no, but people don't know how to make a rational decision if you don't put out correct things that are supposed to be out in the public. As an advertiser, as my business, is what I do every day and why I go out is like, we want it to be as fair and transparent and accurate as possible.
Yeah.
And if that means there's a level of censorship to make it correct, quote unquote, again, and what does correct mean? I guess like it just kind of goes into the idea of like, well, what is correct? If we're implementing all these rules that and Elon wants to dismantle them, then technically our ideology has led us to not making money because we're not making money. And Elon wants to turn it the other way so that we can make money. There's a statement they need all 7,000 people to say. And so they can't like tell us that like the real truth. He has Asperger's.
Yeah, I know that.
So he's special. You're special needs. You're literally special needs. So I can't even take what you're saying seriously. Targeting of tweets.
Wait.
You can read it.
Let me see. And how to protect yourself. Groups like Project Veritas are active right now. Is that?
It's like some group that's trying to just out the employees. Like they're trying to go on dates with them like this and record them and then go sell it to the New York Times and say this is what the Twitter employee just said. This is what's really happening. This is what they're telling us to not do. You're lucky that you met me organically because I would be questioning everything about you.
Oh, that poor guy just got caught up, or not that one, this one. He said, did you hear that? Oh my goodness, lucky I met you organically, or I'd think you were one too. Okay, this could be the last one. I did that one. Good, okay, that is the last one, guys, because I'm running out of time. Okay, let me know what you think of all this down below, but hang on in there, it's alright, everything's going along, it just has to play out for the public, okay? This is what I'm seeing. Okay? Sometimes I get lost in the details and start, which I did a bit yesterday too. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think down below. Have a good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, guys, bye.